Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coalition. My name is Dana, and I have seen Black Adam. Now, this is going to be a spoiler free reaction. This is not a review because we are still under embargo. So, this is just my quick reaction to it. This was a movie that obviously I wanted to see, and so does a lot of people. This is supposed to be the movie that I felt was going to save DC. Whether or not you're a DC, Marvel, that really isn't the point, but you can admit that DC has been kind of wonky as of lately. And this was supposed to be the movie that establishes itself, establishes its characters, and finally gives us that really great movie that we can all root for. And I feel right away, my immediate reaction was this is a really great movie that I wanted to root for Dr. Fate. Really, in all honesty, and this is the most shocking thing I'm going to say because I'm like, are you serious, Dana? I was like, yeah, I think I'm serious about this. I feel that Dwayne Johnson, we know him, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, whatever name, WWE, however it is that you know him as this incredibly charismatic man. He is someone who, even if his acting is not at the best, it is that charisma that still pulls you in. Even if it's something that's an empty movie, the popcorn type movie, it is still Dwayne Johnson that kind of pulls you in. With this movie, he played this character of Black Adam so restricted, that I'm serious, type of role that we lost that charisma from him. And so when there are moments where he's trying to be jokey, it doesn't land with what would have been, previously if he'd let in some of that charisma and opened up so much. So just a little bit. Um, this is a movie that I feel strongly belongs to Pierce Brosnan. Dr. Fate, him playing that role was just superb. It was him. It was also Alice Hodge, who is superb as Hawkman. The other kind of problem with it, that even though it's a good movie, I can sit down and enjoy it. It's not something that is like, I want to see it again. I got to see it again. But for that first viewing, I was like, okay, that's decent. HBO Max. Woo! But I did feel that Aldous Hodge and, as I said previously, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate really pulled this movie in for me. And that is not something that somebody should be saying when your lead is Dwayne Johnson. That is not somebody, nobody should really be saying that when it's titled Black Adam. Also, kind of going on with that theme, I feel that we got to know Black Adam and what he was going through. But at the same time, when you introduce characters as the Justice Society without explaining who the Justice Society is, I you can feel lost. Now, here's the thing: Justice Society has been around forever in comic books, in TV movies, whatever kind of adaptation it's been in, yes, but this here is for the movie. And I feel, and if I'm wrong, let me know. I feel that when you step into a new medium, you should at least be able to have some kind of understanding of the characters in terms of really in terms of who you are before you set up really big moments that happen to the Justice Society. For example, when Iron Man had that I am Iron Man snap moment, and we all sat there and cried, and then we knew that that was the end of Iron Man. We mourned him because we got to know him throughout all of these different movies. So when you start throwing characters at me, such as Hawkman or Atom Smasher or Cyclone and all these other ones, Dr. Fate, and then you want to set up something really big to make me feel that any one of these characters can be lost, including Black Adam, without delivering that who are you first, it's not going to have that same impact. It's going to be like, oh, cool. Well, I guess that person was important. I wouldn't know because you haven't established who that person was already in previous settings. And I feel that that overall has been the problem with DC films. You're throwing random things at me without fully kind of building it up. And I would have loved to have seen a movie about these characters individually, because when you're coming together as a group, it just feels like chaos. I will say this, that with the script that was given, they did a decent job. You know, they did a really good job with kind of explaining, can somebody be redeemed? This is a movie about redemption, and not just redemption from other people, but redemption within yourself. And I really felt that that was a really great theme, especially in terms of superhero versus anti-hero, killing versus letting someone live to see another day. You know, they had these really great themes, but when you're involving characters that you're randomly just tossing in there without us letting us sit and marinate, it's just a lot. It doesn't land the way that I felt it could have landed. Um, and the fact that Black Adam, he is going through, like, here I am, I have the power of the gods, without fully explaining how you got the power of the gods. I feel that when he starts wielding his dark justice into the world, and they try to explain this with a lot of exposition and a lot of talking, that it just does not have that same impact. And so when you have in the Justice Society who is bringing another way of thinking for Black Adam, it can get a little tricky because we're not fully establishing certain characters. So everything just feels like one big monologue. But on the plus side, I will say this: Aldous Hodge as Hawkman and Dwayne Johnson are wonderful together. It reminded me of Hobbs and Shaw when we had Dwayne Johnson with Jason Statham, and you know that back and forth bickering. That was really something that was just, it helped me to not, you know, to like this movie. Because the thing is, I don't dislike this movie, I like this movie. I just wish there could have been something more, and by doing that you just don't throw all these characters at me. And because all of these characters are thrown at me, you're not giving them a chance to breathe. Dr. Fate, yes, I felt that he was given a chance to breathe, but at the same time you're introducing someone who is knows everything, who can predict fate and know how, for example, someone is going to die, or what's going to happen at certain points and times. But at the same time, I want to get to know you some more. I want to know, how did you get this ability? How has it been on you psychologically knowing this? Does it weigh heavy on you all the time? And just a simple monologue or an exposition is just, I need more than that. Atom Smasher and Cyclone did not get a chance to really shine, aside from here are my powers. You know, we have that power montage of Atom Smasher just, you know, getting really big, and Cyclone going like this. No, it's the wind. Pretend I'm in the wind and I'm twirling around. There's a tornado. But I wasn't able to get their relationship. I really felt that they had a partnership and they kind of cared for each other, but I didn't fully get that because you're throwing them with 20 other characters and other situations that is going on. So I just really wish that they would have taken the time to develop more movies and not do, here's a big group movie and then later on we have individual movies. That for me doesn't really work, especially when certain things are happening. It doesn't really work for me. um Kind of also going off the special effects, I really liked what they did with the special effects here, especially when it came to the big battle sequences. Some of it was really well done. Again, I love Dr. Fate, I love what Pierce Brosnan did with that. But a lot of it, you know, going back with Cyclone, was just a lot of moments. But overall, I will say this: I didn't fall asleep, so it kept my attention. That was really great, and I really liked the themes of the movie and what they tried to say. And I would say overall, in terms of for this being a DC film, this was not bad. You know, we didn't get any pee scenes, we didn't get any granny's tea, so that was good. They kept it focused, which is something that I wanted. But I just wish that this could have been a bookend instead of the beginning, or just, you know, we could have had that group team up with involving someone else, and not necessarily we're trying to stop Black Adam. um, because it just seems like it was just a lot of things that were going on all at once, and I just wish it was just more focus. And I wouldn't have mind if we had a focus of Black Adam because he's dealing with a lot that's going on, but he's also dealing with a child, and not a child, a teenage boy. He comes in and he's kind of like, oh my God, you're Black Adam, that kind of situation. And you always have to have a kid that's following around the superhero. And I think that would have kept him grounded, and you could have still had the whole debate of, can you be redeemable without introducing this justice society right away. You could have easily, had another theme for the big team up movie, another theme or another villain for that big team up movie, instead of just throwing everything at once now. And I don't know if it's like, oh, we're trying to pique someone's interest to see, are you interested in these characters, so that they can then have an individual story. I don't want that. Just give me these characters individually, and through word of mouth, we'll know whether or not they're good. Present it that way. I just felt that it took away a lot from Black Adam's light, and it took a lot away from developing the character of Black Adam. You didn't necessarily, like I said again, you don't necessarily need just a society with this, but we got this anyway, and it was overcrowded. But again, Aldous Hodge really was just incredible in dealing with that whole situation, and so was Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan as like a mentor role, I feel. He's the heart and soul of Justice Society, which is just kind of something that I again wish we could have explored in another movie, and not in this one when it's titled Black Adam, not Black Adam and the Justice Society, which is kind of what it ended up becoming. So overall, it was decent. I wish it was better, but it was decent. And we got to see what happens later on. And of course, that after credit scene, people are like, oh my God, what's going on with the after credit scene? And without spoiling anything. So if you haven't Google smoogled what exactly is going on, I will say it's true. And just leave it as that, as it's true. Whatever you want it's true to be, it is what it is, because that's what the truth is. So I will see you later when the actual embargo drops, and I can talk more about this movie in better and greater detail. So once again, thank you for watching.